105.9 Academy FM.
The sound of Folkestone.
Legendary guitarist and musician, it's Bonehead. You alright, sir?
Yeah, I'm fine, you?
I'm brilliant, mate. Now, of course, you started with Pleasure and Pain, and now you're at Parlour Flames. I mean, talk us through this journey you've had on your career.
Talk you through what, sorry?
Talk us through the journey you had on your career.
Actually, you're going a long way back, aren't you? If you're talking about the Pleasure and Pain. I think that was 1984, so I could probably tell you about the last 2 years, 3 years, but back to 1984, forget it. No, you know, it's just what I've been doing since 1984.
I was going to say, if you could then just sum it up maybe in a few words, how would you sum it up?
One hell of a ride.
One hell of a ride. I love that. That's brilliant. Now, of course, you was formerly of Oasis, and I just want to touch on it a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, because looking back at your 9 years in Oasis, was it amazing or was it very, very stressful and hard work?
Oh, absolutely not. It was amazing and beyond, you know. It was, of course it was stressful. I think any band, and especially any band with a level of success that Oasis had, there's going to be an amount of stress. But, you know, all in all, 9 times out of 10, the days were mostly enjoyable and amazing. Yeah, of course it was. Brilliant.
Brilliant. And of course, it didn't end too well in Oasis as a general. I mean, what did you make, of course, at that point, being an outsider at the whole Oasis split?
What, when they finished?
Yeah, when they completely finished.
Well, I don't know. You know, I think they were going to split eventually, weren't they? It's just quite unfortunate that they split with a fight, really. You know, It wasn't an amicable sort of bow out, as it were. You know, they didn't put out a statement and say, thank you, good night, but we are no more. You know, it ended with a fight, which was unfortunate, and that was a bit sad, but, you know, I think it was inevitable, really. It was going to happen at some point.
I was going to say, could you see something like this happening between, of course, Noel and Liam?
I don't know. I wasn't involved with the band that time. I wasn't part of the touring party or the band, was I? So I didn't know the ins and outs and the politics. So, you know, it probably came as much of a shock to me as it did to the rest of the public, really.
Yeah, and of course, you was involved in some great Oasis tracks. I mean, the one which we remember, which personally is when actually you're not on the guitar, but you're actually on the keyboard. Was it the Don't Look Back in Anger? Was that the one? The video you was on the keyboard. I mean, what was that all? How did that all come about for you to do the piano? Did you know originally? Was you originally like a pianist, or was it just an extension?
A piano, the keyboard player. A pianist is the word you're looking for.
A pianist, that's the one. Sorry.
Yeah. No. I mean, I tinkle. You know, still do play keyboards, but not all the original sort of early days Oasis songs I played. Any keyboard parts, mellotrons, pianos, whatnot. That was generally my job to play. You know, the guy in the band that did that.
Yeah.
We got a keyboard, sort of touring keyboard player, and so yeah, that was one of my other many talents.
Are you still doing the keyboard then in Parlour Flames? What's your role in Parlour Flames?
Well, I play guitar. Vinny's playing guitar and singing, but as far as sort of in the studio recording, playing parts on the album, we've been playing what we can, really, apart from drums. We both shared duties between sort of keyboards, guitars, bass. Vinny's been doing the majority. He's been doing all sort of the main piano parts, but you know, we've been having to go at sort of whatever we can play. You know, I even did a bit of xylophone, with a few interesting stylophones,
wow,
all manner of stuff we've had to go at. So yeah, we're trying to play as much as we can instrumentally on the album.
Oh,
keyboards are still a part of it.
Sounds brilliant. Could we talk to Vinny, who I believe is your partner in Parlour Flames, and we'll chat.
My partner in crime, yes, he's right next to me.
Could you have a quick word with Vinny?
I'll stick him on. Here you go.
Cheers.
Here he is. Live on air.
Hello.
Hello, Vinny. You all right?
Ben? Yeah, pretty good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Now, talk us through how you and Bonehead came together to create Parlour Flames.
Bonehead through Mike Joyce from the Smiths. Mike and Andy were in a Vinny Peculiar band some years ago, and we were playing in Europe, and we were one man down last minute, and Bonehead came with us and stepped in and played bass guitar on quite a few of the gigs, and that was quite a long time ago now, and we always said at that point that we'd end up doing something properly together, and sort of earlier this year that happened, and we started finally making a record, which has eventually become Parlour Flames. It started. It didn't really start as a big plan, but it sort of took off because we seemed to hit it off, working together in the studio and writing stuff. So, yeah, we're pretty pleased with it.
It's wonderful, and of course, as you said, you've been in the studio, you've been writing stuff. Music and were you looking for are you going through the single routes, or are you going to go for an album straight away? What direction are you going in?
Well, we're going to put a single out, I think. We're still talking to the label in terms of what that'll be, but I would imagine now that'll be early next year. And then the album will come out maybe spring, maybe March now, next year. I think we're going to call it Volume Number 1.
Right. Okay.
Which
good place to start. So of course,
not turn up to 11 or anything like that.
No,
Volume
and
Number 1.
Of course, you've got a nice gig coming up at Herne Bay as well. Is it this Friday?
It is this Friday. Yeah, we're really looking forward to it. Actually, I mean, like all gigs, we've checked out. We've done a little bit of research, and it looks a really nice venue.
Yeah.
I believe they have a grand piano there, and it's by the sea. So we've only done 3 gigs so far, Parlour Flames, and they've all been at seaside gigs.
Yeah.
We hit the industrial wastelands of northern cities next year, but late this year we've been by the sea, so it's been kind of nice.
Wonderful, and you can go and see Vinny and Bonehead, of course. Parlour Flames live. They're going to be at Herne Bay. Is it this Friday? Do you know what time's doors open? Is it 6 o'clock? I read.
I'm really not sure. I would guess 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. Between 6 and 7, I would guess doors, but I really don't know.
I will bring you some. What I'll do is I'll print out a full thing, the full poster, and I'll read it out in just a second. But thank you for coming on the show. Parlour Flames, best of luck coming down south in your gig at Herne Bay at the weekend. And say thank you to Bonehead for me. Thank you for coming on the show.
I will do. Thank you very much.